What's going on, everybody? I hope you're excited for the upcoming season. I know I'm extremely excited after picking up a brand new bow this year, the 2021 Bowtech Carbon Zion. This is the DLX, the deluxe version of the bow. This isn't Bowtech's flagship bow for the year, but what makes this bow so special, and the main reason that I picked it up, is that it comes in at a mass weight of 3.3 pounds, which is super light and a lot lighter than the bow that I was shooting before. I kind of just wanted to give you my first impressions of the bow, why I picked it up, some pros of it, some cons of it, and compare it a little bit to my old Bowtech Allegiance. So I want to go ahead and jump into some of the key specs on the bow. I don't want to dive in and get too numbers oriented because I know that's boring and can get confusing, and I don't feel like it's always the most practical way to look at it. But this bow does come in a draw length from 25.5 to 30.5 inches. Axle to axle is 31 inches. Comes in 3 different draw weights, 50, 60, and 70 pounds. The speed on the bow is 335 feet per second, and once again, the most important factor of this bow is that its mass weight is only 3.3 pounds with that carbon riser. If you happen to get the Zion Deluxe package, it comes with an Octane 7-inch Hunter Max stabilizer rest, a tight spot 5-arrow extra large quiver, a ripcord ace rest, a black gold custom rush sight, a comfort wrist sling, and some different string dampening components. The first thing that I noticed after shooting this bow was that I was blown away by how easy it was to draw the bow back. The draw cycle was super smooth, and I was used to shooting the Allegiance, which felt like you had to get to a certain point and then you'd hit that breakover and it was kind of jerky. And then once you got the bow back, it was almost pulling back on you and could cause some erratic shots at times. And with this bow, I just haven't noticed that. I pulled the bow back in the store for the first time and was able to sit there and hold it for probably a minute or a minute and a half without feeling any tension pulling back on me. And that alone almost sold me on the bow right away. And I felt that, you know, in a situation where you have to hold for a while, maybe for that deer to step out in front of a limb or something, that can make all the difference in the world, from holding steady to kind of getting trigger happy and trying to release that arrow to release the pressure on your back. Now, I don't think this bow necessarily has a downside to it, but the one thing that I did notice was that the bow is so light and the grip is a little bit different for me. I'm used to a heavier bow and a little bit thicker of a grip, and I had typically had my hand tight to the grip, and this bow forced me to open up my hand because I noticed that the tighter my grip was, the more torque I was placing on the bow, and with it being so lightweight, you can get a bunch of rotation that you don't want. So it really caused me to struggle for about a week or 2 weeks trying to get this thing sighted in. At first, I thought it was the bow, you know, just not being very accurate at all. And that wasn't the case. It was more so me mechanically needing to open up my hand and give myself a better base and kind of eliminate some of that torque. And once I got that eliminated, I felt that the bow dialed in pretty well. I started out at 20, 30, 40, 50 yards, and I had never really practiced much over 50 because of my Allegiance. You know, didn't really allow me to reach out that far. But I did get this thing dialed in to 60, and I'm feeling more and more confident every time that I shoot it. So the range is there on the bow. It just forced me to actually become a better shooter and think a little more mechanically instead of just going out and firing over and over. I think this bow does a good job of releasing the same arrow path consistently over and over again. I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary while watching some of the slow motion footage. Everything seems to be online, shot to shot, so I'm happy with that. The only thing I'm not certain on is the noise that it makes. It comes with a vibration dampener. I don't really feel it's much quieter than my Allegiance, but I haven't really tested that out, so I don't know exactly which one is quieter, but it's not too noisy. It's just I felt like it could be a little bit quieter. So overall, my first impressions with the bow, I'm impressed with it. I think that the weight and the smooth draw cycle is going to make a huge difference for me this year. I'm taking it out to Colorado here soon on an elk hunt, so I'm excited. With the lightweight bow, I'm excited to get out and walk a bunch and see if it really helps me a lot, carrying that 3-pound bow in comparison to something that's probably upper 3s to 4 pounds. I think that this could be a good bow for somebody that's been hunting for a while. I don't think that you necessarily need to buy this bow if you just started hunting, or if you do get this bow, maybe don't pick up the deluxe package with all the the premium accessories. I don't think that's necessary, and I'm not sure that that helps out a bunch. But if you have the money, go ahead and do it. I picked it up for $9.85 after taxes. I felt like it was a pretty good value. Some of the flagship bows nowadays are $1,100–1,200, so I plan on using this bow for the next 15 years. So I invested some money into it, and I feel like it's going to pay off for me. If you've got any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Try not to grill me too much on my shooting form, but be sure to go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to our channel to see more reviews. Thanks for watching.